Muet subjects consist of four main components, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. The first component that we are going to talk about is the listening component. The objective of listening is to assess the candidate's ability to understand the spoken discourse in the higher education context. And you have to remember that it is utterly important to understand a spoken speech, be it in a formal content, such as listening to lectures or in discussions, and in an informal context, like listening to a telephone conversation or listening to an announcement. In listening, students will be awarded 90 marks. There will be 30 questions. You are going to answer the questions in 50 minutes, and you have 7 parts to answer. The questions are mainly on dialogues and monologues.
The main objective of speaking components is to test the students' communication skills individually and in group interactions.
There will be 2 parts in the speaking component. Part 1 is the individual presentation and Part 2 is a group discussion. In Part 1, the test takers are given 2 minutes to prepare for the points, and they will be given 2 minutes to present the ideas. In the group discussion, all the test takers will be given 3 minutes to prepare for their discussions, and later on they will be given 8 to 12 minutes to discuss the topic given. The third component is reading. The objective is to assess students' ability to comprehend, to understand various types of texts in the higher education context, and it is of varying length and level of complexity in terms of content and language. In reading components, there are 40 questions that you need to answer in 75 minutes. As you can see, there are 7 parts altogether for you to answer. And there are a lot of multiple choice questions. Be careful, it might be tricky in the reading component. Last but not least is the writing component, 800/4. The objective of writing is to assess the test taker's ability to communicate in writing in higher education contexts. It covers formal and less formal writing genres. In writing components, you will be given 75 minutes to answer 2 parts of the writing questions. In task 1, there will be a guided writing. You have to send a reply to an email or a letter, and you have to write at least 100 words. In task 2 is the extended writing, or we call it a creative writing, and you have to write at least 250 words. Dear Semester 1 students, after having a brief explanation of what the 4 components are in Muet, let us now look at the test scores. As you can see, the listening, speaking, reading, and writing will award you 90 marks each for each component, which will then be accumulated to 360 marks, which is an aggregated marks. This will later determine the band you are in. The Muet examinations are conducted 3 times a year: Session 1, Session 2, and Session 3. Students in Keystar are always encouraged to take the second session when they are in Semester 2. The listening, reading and writing will normally be held on Saturday, while speaking will be held on Monday to Thursday. 4 candidates will be assigned to each group, and they will be in one session on one particular day of the speaking test. As for the Muet certificates, all the candidates are required to attempt all the 4 components to obtain an overall band score. In an event where candidates fail to attempt all the 4 components, they will not be awarded the certificates. The registration fee for Muet's examination is 100 ringgit Malaysia. You have to pay another 1 ringgit for the PIN number, which total up to 101 ringgit altogether.